What's up, everybody? It's your main bro, Michael from MMA Bro. So today, what we're going to talk about is again, this is going to be a continuation of what we've been talking about when it comes to the UFC Fight Night Oleinik versus Lewis. Last time we were talking about the coconut bombs, Maki Patolo. Today, we're talking about his opponent, which is Darren the Dentist Stewart. And just go over the three things that Darren Stewart really needs to be able to watch out for to make sure he can stay in the best possible shape to be able to win this fight. Again, what I'm going to do is again, we got two more fights to talk about, and then after that, I'll give you my predictions for what I think is going to be the winners for each one, and my biggest reason why. All right, so let's get into this. So the dentist is the biggest thing that is going to stand out to you, in my opinion, is the fact Darren Stewart's going to look like a lot bigger of a man. Like, he looks a lot stronger than what old Coconut Bombs is going to look like. And the reason why is he's pretty big for a 185er when it comes to like just his pure mass. Like, he's a big dude when it comes to the 185-pound division. And it's going to be able to stand out initially because of the fact that Coconut Bombs at one point was fight 170, and I would say probably a more natural 170 is going up to 185 to fight Darren Stewart. Now, the biggest problem when it comes to this is the fact that, like, when it comes to Darren Stewart, not only is he going to be bigger, but he has power. And what I mean by this is, like, Darren Stewart's one of those people that have one punch knockout power. He's one of those people that really, when he lands, you're really going to have to watch out and pay attention to it. And anytime that happens, it's always a big advantage because it just means you're never out of his fight. And for Darren Stewart, I think that's one thing he's really going to be looking at. He throws a lot of power when he swings, especially with his fists. And I think that's going to be one thing that's going to be very inducive to how this fight goes. Because for Coconut Bombs, again, he does have good boxing. But Darren Stewart, only thing he needs is that one punch to get through. If that one punch is able to hit you, and it hits you hard enough, you're going to go out. That's the reason why they call him the dentist, as you can see over here on my corner and my whiteboard. The reason why they call him the dentist is because he's going to start doing work to your teeth. Messing them up, cracking them, breaking them. Because he hits hard. That's the one thing that they're going to talk about throughout this fight. It's just going to be how Darren Stewart doesn't need a lot. He just needs that one punch to land. If that one punch comes clean, you're going to go out. The second one, like we were talking about, is the fact that, like, he's almost like a bigger man, even though it seems like the reach, I believe, Coconut Bombs is at 73 and a quarter for his reach, and then Darren Stewart is going to come in at 74 inches. So it's not really a real big thing. But the thing they're not talking about is the fact that, like, he can be longer in the legs too, which is something that's really going to play into this fight. And what I mean by that is like when you have reach, you have to, like, when you want to keep them at the end of it, there's plenty of things to do this, including calf kicks. Because just because your hands are even, it was just like Max Holloway versus Alexander the Great Volkanovski. When that fight took place, everyone, if you ask anyone, would always say that Max Holloway looks like a lot bigger, a lot longer of a fighter than Volkanovski, even though I think Volkanovski might have him barely beat on the reach, or they were quite even when it comes to that one. And it seems like the same thing in this one. You're going to be able to see who the bigger man is, even the numbers don't tell you that. And the reason why is he's going to have a number of abilities to be able to increase what that reach is going to look like to Coconut Bombs. And what I mean by this is the fact that, like, he's not always just going to be like, oh, look how long my arms are. My arms are longer. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the fact that, like, he's just longer overall. Like, his legs are going to be longer too. And what he's going to do is he's probably going to reach out with his legs a lot more and try to keep Coconut Bombs away from him and try to stay away from that boxing that Coconut Bombs does have. Now, the third and the biggest thing of it is that I think is really going to be a key factor that I wish he'd have done a lot more in his previous fights is his leg kicks. He has a nasty leg kick. It's not one of these leg kicks where it doesn't look like there's much on it. It looks like there's a lot of power, and whenever there's a lot of power coming on his leg kicks, it has the ability to change the fight. We've heard people like Justin Gaethje talk about this when he talks about Khabib Nurmagomedov. He talks about how big of a difference is, and then when the leg kicks are when it hit the calf, because there's less protection there. And the dentist does have a very strong leg kick. The only thing of it is I haven't seen him implement it that often, which is something I'm very curious about of why. I don't know if he doesn't like the way it feels. I don't know if it's just something where it takes a lot of energy for him to throw it, and so he would like to reduce how often he does throw it. But he does have some nasty leg kicks. He has one with a lot of power behind it, which is something that he can really use to be able to keep Coconut Bomb stationary. And what I mean by stationary is the fact that, like, he's going to be a lot more humbled, he's going to be a lot more slower. So when he goes to move, he's going to be able to see that delayed reaction time that he's going to be able to have which is going to fit right into what the dentist wants to do, which is just make this an offensive game plan. Hope his power can catch him. And what I mean by that is the fact, again, that one punch that he throws can knock out coconut bombs, and can do it very easily, very quickly, very swiftly. So the biggest thing of it is for Darren the Dentist Stewart, is the fact that he's going to have to make sure that he keeps his fight standing. Use those leg kicks. Those leg kicks, I'm telling you, whenever you see it, there's a very little supply of how often he does use it, but they're very dangerous when it comes to the striking. The last fight I seen him use it, every time he landed it, he was kicking the leg out, which is something that shows you how impactful it's being when every time he throws it, the guy ends up on the floor. But it was just something he didn't use that often. Like, he only used it like 3 times, maybe 4 times that fight. So I think for this fight, because Coconut Bombs, again, does have really great striking, he's really technical with his striking. I think, well, when it comes to like the hand side of things, the leg kicks and the legs in general are going to be something that's going to be a big advantage for the dentist. It's not going to be something like we normally see where he's going to try to load up with his hands. If I was him, I'd use my legs a lot more. And the reason why is because using those legs a lot more, it's going to enable everything else to kind of grow with you that wouldn't normally happen, which is something that's incredible to think about when it comes to this fight, because it's going to take place mostly offensively. I think, we have 2 more higher profile fights, but this one really does have a chance to be something special. If Darren, the Dentist Stewart, really did work out his cardio issue and he's able to push a pace that we haven't seen him really use. So at the end of it, this is something that really can be very implemental and can really help out what the dentist is trying to do. Now, again, like always, guys, if you guys like the video, please leave a like and subscribe. I'm going to try to see if I can figure out more of the technical things and try to leave you a description and below a link for the other videos that we're talking about when it comes to this card. So that way we make it a little bit easier on you guys to try to create a playlist. Again, if I missed anything or something you want to add to the discussion, or just something that, some kind of advice you want to give, don't hesitate. Just leave it in the comment section. I'll make sure I read it. Well, it's another great video. Wait to see you guys next time.